Hello everyone, The Skilled Roy here. It has been over a year since the formal announcement of Project L, and with nearly everything else in the anniversary video coming out within the year, the one question the community has is simple. When is Project L? Where is the League of Legends fighting game? Well, have I got some good news for you. Before we get started, there is a good amount of evidence, but there's going to be a lot of speculation moving forward, so prepare yourself. Not saying it's for certain, but rather, very likely. So, it's important to note right off the bat, Riot is a company of frameworks. This is something that multiple devs have confirmed over time, but they've gone the extra mile and begun to actually show these frameworks to us. This in particular, this is their release framework for a new video game. It details each part that they look at into design of their new games, all the way up until their beta announcement. It starts with incubation, where they're likely to toss around some new ideas, prototype, where new concepts become playable, pre-production, where things are begun to get fleshed out, such as which characters to include, and then finally, production, where the actual meat of the game is filled. So, for Project L, where are we on this chart? I personally believe we are right about here, only moments before an open beta. My evidence. Radiant, the original creators of Rising Thunder, was originally bought by Riot in 2016, and this has always signaled the apparent intention for Riot to make a fighting game. This was their incubation phase. They likely had been making a fighting game for quite a while and saw something special in the Radiant team. After all, you wouldn't make a purchase like buying an entire new company if you didn't already have some basic ideas of what you wanted to do. After that, we knew they started working on it immediately, as we have tweets from developers in 2019 saying that they had been working on the game for 3 years, and apparently Ari in particular for a little while. This means they had already decided characters and begun to set up production. That clip we saw at the Riot anniversary was actually gameplay. It's easy to miss, but that clip of Ari and Darius even has sound bites and voice files.
Fighting game fan or
This is textbook production. The game had existed in a playable state for quite a while. Even today, the only hirings are left are just one more SFX artist and a third revenue strategist. If you know anything about game creation in the free-to-play market, you know that revenue, exact numbers, and marketing are usually decided last, as it's a constantly shifting product. Even today on Riot's other projects like LOR and Valorant, the revenue strategists were some of the last people hired. Now, all of this, the finished characters, the stage, the sound bites, most of the hirings being filled, it all adds up to a finishing production phase. But what puts us right at the edge of an open beta? Well, as of December 21st, 2020, Riot has publicly put forth a copyright for L. Now, this is pretty damn conclusive to me, but I want to stress that it could possibly not be Project L. It's completely possible, but given the font of the L and the comparison to other promotional images for the game, such as the famous Darius fight poster, it seems almost perfectly in line with the aesthetic they're going for. Even more conclusively, it has been trademarked at all the same places that other Riot games have been. Trademarked as a downloadable game, trademarked for live competition, and trademarked for merchandising and clothing. These are all perfectly in line for an announcement of a new game. So even if it isn't Project L, it is at minimum a new downloadable League of Legends game. And given how few other projects have not been announced yet, it seems almost guaranteed that it's Project L. Then finally, this puts us right at the cusp of the production phase and right before beta, because Valorant's copyright was February 20th, 2020, and the beta for that game went live in April, which is just under 2 months. Legends of Runeterra, however, had its trademark in October, and then following just a few small playable previews, its beta was then available in January, which was a period of about 3 months. The main thing to remember is this: Riot is a company of frameworks. They do things to a system and to the letter. They declare their patches literally a year in advance for most of their games. Roadmaps, systems, and transparency aren't just done for our sake as players, but it's what they themselves actively follow. Now that we've seen them nail out 2 games according to this very same framework, I feel like it's impossible to deny that they're sticking to it for game number 3, and we could very well expect to have on our hands more information on Project L soon. And hey, you know where to find it. See you next time, everyone. Peace out.